Today's sports coverage of the NFL leads us to a snow-covered Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Washington football team. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard
line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Look at this, a tight end carry. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
And it's 3rd down.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Cohen, the ball carrier.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
At the 19-yard line.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. With the snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
How about that run? Picks up a 1st down. Note the enthusiasm in my voice. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in the fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. And I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
4-yard loss on the
Tackling's obviously critical down near the goal line. That was great work there to make the hit behind the line and make sure he doesn't get any further. Did a really nice job wrapping up and not letting him loose.
On 2nd and goal, Jackson. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Tariq Cohen hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Roman on the return. Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Ball carrier.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Now Haskins on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Cameron Hayward.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And it's 3rd down.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Haskins. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. Here's Haskins out of the gun. And his throw is incomplete. Dontrell Inman, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw again. Haskins. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Haskins back to the air. Open man here, Sims complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. They'll give it to Mixon. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Another try for Mixon. And maybe shades in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is really flown around in the 1st half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Haskins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise.
Through an opening, and there he goes. 30, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Tariq Cohen, 88 yards. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. They go play action now. Haskins. Buying, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. T.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot.
And yet again, Haskins is intercepted. 3rd time. The all-pro corner, Tre'Davious White picks it off. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On the handoff, it's Cohen. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. This is Johnson. He's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Looking for Campbell downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
For a Pittsburgh.
A big pickup of 38.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Tariq Cohen on his his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
If you know, you know. That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
It's a gain of a yard.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
This time, Haskins will look to throw. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started. And that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And they'll indeed go for it with Haskins. Inman able to bring it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
1st down, Washington.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now it's Haskins. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Dwayne Haskins sacked. A loss of 9 yards. It's 2nd down.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On first down, they go right back to Cohen. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Landon Collins made the
certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front. because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson dancing to his left. Looking for Campbell downfield. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Touchdown. Paris Campbell, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And he'll bang that one through.
Makes the score Steelers 27. Washington.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Again, it's Mixon. And he powers his way up past the 30.
Off to Joe Mixon.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
Yard pickup on the play. And it's third down.
Here's Haskins to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A couple of second-year guys, Haskins to McLaurin for a Washington first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Haskins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the all-pro corner, Tre'Davious White, picks it off. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now Cohen. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. From 17 yards out. And the interception by the Steeler D leads to a touchdown. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense, because you can hand it to him as we've seen, but just say 3 rushing touchdowns, and of course throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone, as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line.
At the 16-yard line.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
13 yards.
13 yards there and a Washington first. Mixon with a first down carry. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. They've kept him in check until that run. That's the first time he's really gotten loose in this game.
And they have to keep that in mind. Don't dwell on the fact that he finally had a big run. You kind of are counting on that as the game went on. Get back to what you were doing before. Start limiting him again.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Haskins under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back now in Pittsburgh.
Washington.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 34. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Tariq Cohen, 52 yards. And this offense is running away with this one. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Steelers 41. Washington, nothing. Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll air this one out deep for Sims. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Steven Sims, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And it's 3rd down.
Here's Haskins. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
This is taken at the 18. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year.
It's caught inside the 25. And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again. Jackson. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Again, Jackson. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Harris Campbell, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on.
The extra point is
as that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. They're on the tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
He was brought down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down. A nice, consistent game.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And now here is another interception. The All-Pro corner, Tre'Davious White, picks it off. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Check safety, check safety.
49, check 49.
Again, it's Cohen. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
A gain of 1.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter.
Made at the 25-yard line. Washington takes over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
On the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll stay on the ground, mixing again. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Washington.
Alert flare, alert flare, flare.
One final shot for Haskins. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Steelers, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Washington, this season is beyond salvage now as they fall to 2-10. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. And for Charles Day,